Mira's, I think, gonna say, wait, why did you hug me? Like, you abandoned me. Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome back to I almost said night, the priest generation of my medieval legacy challenge. Jacob's come home, he's actually at work, but I brought Mira here because Christina told her where her parents live. This is Penelope Kimball, so she's Murch and Cherish's daughter. Remember, they had twins. If they were human, there'd be like a year age gap between her and these kids. They are actually all adults. This is the twin brother who obviously has his dad's hair color. His name is Mel. He's also joined the knighthood. He was apprenticed to his father as a squire, and he's now joined the knighthood. Despite the fact that this is the only one she doesn't know, she's greeting him. Dude, you are actually gonna die. You know what? I'm gonna let him, if he wants to stand outside in a heat wave, then that's on him. She's greeted him and he's like run inside, presumably to tell Cherish that her daughter's here. And the thing is, none of these guys know, so maybe she'll say, are you related to Sir Murch? And they'll be like, yeah, you know, he's our father. And of course, Mira, knowing he's not her father, is like thinking, well, this means these people are possibly my siblings. It'd be awesome to generate a first impression. There's no way to do it once you actually know each other, and I'm not aware of a way with cheats to reset. Does she have observant? I did get that for her, but she just obviously is struggling to read these people. She's like, I don't know. Of course, Penelope has no clue about who this person is. She's like, who's this nice lady that's come over to have a chat to me? I am going to say get to know, and then maybe we'll go inside. I am breaking my own rule of talking to a sim on their lot without knocking on the door. Like, hey, Penelope is outgoing. Penelope's like, hey, do you want to come in? You know, it's a really hot day. Why don't we go inside? Mira's probably tried to come up with a strategy for how to handle this situation, but I don't think she really has one. I think Mel's over here. You know, they're discussing nightly stuff. Cherish has come over and given her a hug. Maybe we'll take from that Cherish is realized there can only be one reason that her daughter's shown up. And I don't know, maybe there's a tiny part of her that is actually glad to see her. I'm going to do an argue that the reason is because I think there should be a bit of tension here. Mira's, I think, going to say, wait, why did you hug me? Like, you abandoned me as a baby. You know, coming up and giving me a hug. You're my mother. You're not my mum. My mum is Christina, but you are my mother. And I think Cherish is like, oh, Christina, is she your mother, is she? And it's like, well, if you didn't want me to think of her as my mother, you shouldn't have dumped me with her. Now, Penelope and Mel are over here hearing this, and they're like, wait, what? So Murch is possibly very quietly saying, you know, your mother had a child before she was with me, and this is her. And they're like, Penelope's like, what, you mean this is my sister? No-win scenario. So let's come over here. And I think she's going to take a deep breath and then be like, I didn't come here to fight with you, but I think you can probably understand why I feel a bit angry. I didn't know until recently who my mother was or who my father was. Penelope's like, wait, who is your father exactly? Mira is just going to raise her eyebrows and look at Cherish. And Cherish is going to say, as you know, I worked for Lord Jackson Honeycutt and I was his servant. And no, I didn't get a lot of say in the situation. Cherish is painting herself as the victim. She's been doing that since Mira was a baby. It's not my fault. I had to leave you with Christina. The slander on Murch's good name of you being here, like a cuckoo in the nest. Like, you're obviously, you know, there was no way to pass you off as anything else. You look like a honeycutt. And I think Mira logically understands that. These guys are actually going to die. I'm not going to change them with MC Command Center, but I might have her suggest, you know, aren't you guys hot? All right, he's changed. His risk of dying is low now. Hopefully once she's introduced herself. It'll be interesting to see what she actually thinks of Murch. Because Murch was part of the reason. He's an active goofball romantic. So she's got a pretty good read on him. She is having trouble reading her mother and her siblings though. Her emotions are clouding her observant trait. Asked to see other outfits. Hot weather. I know how hot armor can be and it's a heat wave. He's not listening. You guys saw me cure, right? Wait, single and loving it lifestyle. See, for Mira, I can actually see that being true. Ask again. Look how much she got on with him. I didn't actually look at the sentiments though. Let's have a look. she thinks Murch is immature. He thinks she's proper and polite. He's probably like, I agreed with your mother when she proposed you going to live with Christina and Gerard. I know Gerard's a good man and he has obviously raised you right. You know, you're a very proper, polite young lady. You know, you've come here to introduce yourself to us as soon as you knew. He's kind of trying to take a little bit of credit. You've grown up right, so you're welcome. It's like, you did nothing, buddy. I think Mira's a bright enough girl to see through this. Now, I would like her to have a bit of a relationship with her siblings. I don't think Cherish is interested in having a relationship. Oh, Penelope, please don't burn the kitchen down. He's also outgoing. I think I randomly generated the traits for these two, actually. I'm not going to lie. So Mira's telling her siblings, hey, look, you know, I live at the church with my foster brother, I guess is the right word. He's the new priest there. I don't think either of them have been raised as particularly religious. Murch toes the line in terms of state religion, but Cherish, no. Especially because the Order of the Watcher, if you're a member of that faith, you get a tense moodlet if you're around someone who's evil. Cherish is evil. So I feel like she would unsettle members of the religion and probably just isn't particularly interested. You may be noticing over here, Penelope went in the kitchen, had a little bit of a moment. She does have the erratic trait, whether that's something to do with her upbringing or whatever. There's something there. Now, Cherish is not engaging with Mira at all. She's deeply uncomfortable that she's here. I think she's trying to get a read on what Murch, I knew these names would be a problem, of what her husband thinks of the daughter he didn't really want Mira in the house. Whether he's feeling a bit of regret now because she's grown out to be such a fine young woman. And he's not a bad guy. Let's tell him an unbelievable story. She's like, gonna tell him a story about, you know, what life was like growing up with Gerard's family, and it was a really big house. Obviously, in terms of the success of the relative family dynamics, while she wasn't the sort of favoured daughter like Eleanor and Olive were, she was raised in a house where the father figure went on to be very successful. Whereas this family, he's like a middle-level 9. It's not that he's doing badly. He's not doing great. So they're probably I expect they'd invite her to dinner. I know they've been eating, but I'm actually going to switch controls. So they're like, hey, why don't you stay, break, you know, have supper with us, have some tea, and then we'll call a carriage to get you home. Christina did volunteer to come with Mira to the house because obviously she told her where they lived. And I think it probably would have shocked Mira that this house was actually really close. Like, they're in the same neighborhood as where she grew up. She was probably a little bit annoyed. It's like, wait, you mean to tell me my siblings have been walking past the house where I live this whole time and I didn't know about it? Now, Jacob is sad. I aged up the save file in between parts, which meant a lot of people died, including Victor. In fact, Victor and his wife. So Lord Mortimer II is actually the Lord, as well as being a lord because he's married to a princess. He's actually the Lord Goth now, but he's really sad because he became besties with Victor. There's been a few other changes, like Christina's now an elder too. I decided, while yes, she was quite a bit behind Gerard because of the pregnancies, I was like, she was meant to be similar age, so I thought I'd age her up. Martha's hair's gone completely grey. Sir Morris, who is Ash's dad, he's an elder now. Like, lots of people have gotten older. All the people in our family have progressed in age in one way or another, and the royal family and the Goths have all as well, because they're the people we have been interacting with. I don't age up every sim in the safe because there are hundreds of them and it's a lot of work. Now, he's feeling sad. I'm actually going to invite Anaya. Actually, it'd have to be Anaya and someone else. Obviously, she wouldn't come on her own. Maybe Anaya and Monique. I'm dead keen that they get married, hopefully in the next part. Like, I really want to pursue that quite vigorously. Actually, maybe just sit here while you're waiting, because you are a religious fellow. Say a little prayer for Victor. Now, this is actually what happens when they pray. It's a talking animation, and then they kind of have these little glow effects. So he's in here praying. Monique is obviously sad because it was her dad who passed away. Anaya's sad too. Everybody's sad. I mean, they've kind of come over partly because Anaya wants to pursue everything with Jacob as well, but also partly because Monique wanted to pray. I mean, it makes sense. This is like the local church for her, so she probably wanted to pray for her father. And also, I can't remember when her mum died, if it was in the sort of mass aging, or I think I might have done it a part ahead. So it could actually be both her parents. I may have been just that mean. But as you can see, Anaya's actually not as upset. She's very close to Monique, but she's not as close to the other goths. Like, they've been kind to her, and she's sad about it in a kind of abstract way. I've got to choose things that seem to fit, you know, compliment her appearance, maybe whisper sweet nothings. It has to be largely non-contact. Once he's done that, I might actually have him have a quick chat to Monique, because I think he obviously, as the priest, wants to also console her about the death of her father. There's probably some kind of scripture in the faith of the Watcher about what happens when a sim dies. You know, they're in a better place now, that kind of thing. You know, I'm really sorry to hear about what happened. You know, Lord Victor was a great man. He's actually not buried here. The Goths have got their own little cemetery. It's basically in the backyard. Oh, and I pulled out the swimming pools. I got so mad about their swimming pools that I actually got rid of them. Okay, she's starting to feel inspired now, which is good. Obviously, he gave her a little speech about they're in a better place now. I don't know what the Watcher's faith would believe about heaven, that kind of thing, but whatever it is, he just told her it and she felt inspired. Mira has also come home. That's also good. Oh, she's very tired. Actually, Mira, no offense, honey. I'm really sorry, but you didn't tend the garden this morning, and maybe I could get you to just make sure everything's alive. I don't actually... Oh, Anaya's gone out here to weed. Oh my goodness. Love that for me. I mean, she'll be a good wife. Mira's going to come up here and be like, what? Maybe I could have her just, you know, talk to Anaya a little bit. She's like, you know, thank you. Thanks for coming out and weeding. And Anaya's like, yeah, I wanted to give Monique a chance to talk to Father Jacob about her parents passing and everything. You know, they were discussing private religious things. I didn't feel comfortable being there. And Mira's saying, yeah, that's fair enough. And they're having a chat. Now she's actually mad because she got a negative first impression to, I think, Monique and Anaya, but I'm just going to imagine that's still at having met her mother. She's obviously not going to talk to Anaya or Monique about that, and I expect Jacob wants to talk to her and be like, so how did it go? You know, he can't do that right now either. I mean, these guys don't hate each other. I actually don't remember. Was the sentiment with Monique? I thought it was. Okay, well, whatever it was has been overridden now. Must not have been Mira. Must not have been Anaya, I mean, because she had a proper and polite sentiment. I think Anaya had a negative sentiment to her, but that's gone. I don't know where this came from. It could have been from Merch. Maybe he made some comment about her being a bastard child or something, which is technically true. I don't think he would have. Like, he's a member of the knighthood. He understands about chivalry and manners, but obviously it's a pretty awkward situation. If Monique's going, then you've got to go, Anaya. You can't. Although, I guess that Mira's here now, right? So it's not improper. Oh, by the way, remember how I was having trouble with this tea set that kept disappearing? Apparently that's actually a bug with the wedding pack. The tea set expires, it goes off, and then your Sims will autonomously throw it away. Not just the cups, the entire tea set. So I actually gave them back the money for 2 tea sets. This one's I think it came with the wellness kit. So we're just going to have to imagine it's a little bit more medieval. It is very hot. She served iced tea. I don't know where the bubbles came from. There's strawberries and lemons in it. I mean, that looks good. I'm not going to lie. I would drink that right now. That looks amazing. Yeah, so Jacob's now, I guess, checking in. That's good. I was going to tell him to do that. He's done it autonomously. I think maybe he was like, so how did it go? And she's like, it went okay. She's like, so I have 2 siblings. They're twins. Their names are Penelope and Merle. Merle's in the knighthood, which means he may have even been to your dad's house, but he only just recently got knighted, so probably not while we were there. I don't remember him. And he's like, well, what did you think of them both? And she's like, I don't know. My mother, Cherish, didn't seem that happy that I was there. It was all obviously a bit awkward for her and her husband. You guys better not be flirting. I actually think the reason, you know how we had that situation in the last part where Anaya actually flirted with Asher? I think because I'd used the Carl try to make friends mod. I don't know how it chooses which interactions to use, but I feel like if your Sim's in a flirty mood, use it at your own peril, because I think it might have autonomously just queued a flirt, because you know how when you click on a Sim and it pulls up the kind of pick list of like the main interactions it suggests that you use? If it puts a flirt in there, Carl's mod may grab it. So I suspect that's probably what happened. These guys are obviously very tired, so I'm going to get them both to go to bed, so that's fine. He's offered, you know, because she's like, I don't know what kind of people they are. I couldn't really tell. Now, he also has the observant trait. I'm like 99% sure, because I usually give it to all my Sims, because I hate getting to know Sims over time. It's so annoying. I just like to cut to the chase. So yeah, he's basically said, look, invite them over and I'll let you know what I think. I'm not emotionally invested in this situation. I might do that. I might have them come over the next day. The only thing is he's got work. What we might do is we'll have him do a sermon and I will include them in the invite list. And we'll just see what Jacob thinks of them both. Jacob got promoted, you guys. He's a substitution ceremony speaker. Now, remember we talked about this is like when he goes off to do like the central religious authorities kind of religious things, because obviously he does stuff here. So he gets an additional 8 an hour for a total of 30. He got an 897 bonus. His next shift is on Friday, so he has 4 days off. It's unfortunate timing. This is not a well-paid career. I wouldn't recommend this on its own. That's okay. So that is level, what level's that? Level 6. So he's doing it right. Oh, he's come out to help. He's probably saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna have an event soon. I might get him to go have a quick shower, take care of his needs, make sure he's all ready to go, and then I'm going to invite some Sims over for him to do a sermon, a religious, I was going to say presentation, and I was like, a sermon, that's right, not a presentation. And poor Mira has been doing chores all day. She's cooking on logic, level 8, handiness level 6, almost 7, gardening halfway through 6, research and debate is 6, charisma's 4. I was thinking I want her to change careers. She's like level 5 botanist, which is probably where she's actually super interested. Do you know what I mean? She does need a 3rd career. That being said, I guess there's no rush. I don't know. Mira, you're the one that should be mopping. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I am. I mean, she's actually really gotten into the science of gardening. I think, like, the fact that she's a botanist now, she's probably like, there were bugs on the plants today and weeds, and she's like comparing the weeds and the like, is there any beneficial property to the weeds? Obviously, they're invasive and they interfere with the plant's ability to grow, but do the weeds themselves do anything good? What's the correct amount of water to give so you don't overwater, underwater? She's probably very methodically kind of approaching that. And now she's going to have to invite her siblings. It's funny to me that she gets on so well with Cherish already. The game wants them to be friends because they're related. It's like, but I need the drama. Oh, by the way, Rebecca's an elder now. Like, she didn't get married until she was an adult because she was about Gerard's age. Actually, she should have been a bit older, but I fudged it. I mean, her mum did have her quite late, but still, this is why she had to raise her brothers, because they were old when they had her, but she did the same thing. Her husband is an adult, so he's going to end up ultimately raising their son. My priorities are, I want to see what Jacob thinks of her siblings, and I want him to flirt some more with Anaya. He needs to get cracking on that romance. And look at her, what a sweet bean. I love Christina. I've been in love with her since she was like a little kid. She's like, hey, you know, sorry, am I here a bit early? And he's like, yeah, let me just get changed real quick, because he's not in his priestly garb. Can I, wait, hear me out. Can I talk up Anaya? He would want his mum to think good things about his potential future bride. And then you can come over here and try and cheer up Morty. And then I will, once a few more people arrive, I'll try and have him do his sermon. I want him to do a respectful introduction to Penelope and a respectful introduction. I think he gets the traits with respectfuls. I hope it doesn't need to be friendly specifically. So she's erratic, outgoing, and a free spirit. He thinks she's weird. Free spirit is a bit of a problematic trait in medieval times, but she got a good impression of him. This will be the first sermon, I think, where we haven't had a Fae show up. Did he actually say hello? No. Cool. But he's super into the sermon, so that's good news. Mel's like, religion, interesting. Hadn't really heard much about this, which is probably horrifying to Jacob. This is probably very awkward, I imagine. Also, I mean, Gerard's saying hello to Penelope. He would know these kids, especially Mel, because Mel's in the knighthood. He works to Gerard. Yeah, he would know who they are. And obviously Christina's told him, Mira's. Followed up on her sort of family, I want to say heritage, but that's not the right word. Like, she's reached out to them. So he's probably thinking, well, that's great, you know, she's reunited. Yeah, it's awkward you're flirting over your dad's head. Can we stop doing that, please? Why? Oh, he's a brilliant orator. The audience was moved by the oration as it was coated in thick brilliance. That sounds Disgusting. Sounds like something you'd need some kind of heavy-duty solvent to get off. Attempt to get respectfully closer. How cute is that? Look at them getting... it's the same animation. You know, he's like, I'm consoling her. Wait, they can canoodle. I don't know what that is. Is that messing around? I'm gonna ask her to be the girlfriend. I'd like... Oh, she finds him attractive. I'd like him to propose, but I feel like she's gonna say no. Because in theory, he's got the blessings to be engaged to her now. So it'd be good if they actually were engaged, like if the game recognized it. Proper kiss hand! Proper kiss hand! Oh my gosh! I don't think I've ever seen that before. I mean, the kiss is a little bit... You missed there, buddy. I love that that's a thing that exists. Profess undying love. I want you guys to get married. You have to have lots of babies. The rules said so. Get back here right now. Nope. Get back here. I think she'll probably... There's a chance she'll say no because they only just became boyfriend and girlfriend. They did previously have their first kiss. And the times that I've seen a sim say no, it's been when you've first kissed and proposed in the same period. She said yes. They're betrothed. That's wonderful. I'm imagining Mortimer's waiting in the carriage. Surely. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. I'm going to end this part here, you guys. So I think in the next part I'll have them get married. Don't know who's going to marry them as the officiant. Hopefully I can have a more functional wedding because last time I tried to use the wedding pack in this save file, it was a hot mess. So fingers crossed. I may have to move her in. I think this was a tip I've heard a couple of times that it works better if they're all in the same household. So what I might have to do is move her in and I'll sort of do the wedding right at the start of the next part. And then we'll potentially be able to start making babies. I'm so excited. If you've enjoyed, please, don't complain to me about your linen, dude. I don't know what to tell you. If you've enjoyed, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Don't forget to wash your hands. I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.